Greetings guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Monat and this is my channel Evolve with Monat. Thank you, first of all, for inviting me in, guys, for those of you that are new here, to work with you today. You saw the title, let's get right into it. Today we're going to talk about an egg cleanse. This is something that's really done a lot in the spiritual community of every ethnicity and across all the diasporas and all of the different practices. Everybody has a version of this, and it is known to help ward off the evil eye, or to diagnose or to understand what may be around you. Now, what I will do today is just cover a couple of tips and tricks and walk you through the simple process. This will not be a long video, but I will give you the preliminary things that you do need to know about an egg cleanse. The first thing that I like to do is have my egg, a raw egg, and I like to let it come to room temperature. So I've been making videos this morning and I've had it sitting out. I also like to pair it with water that's also room temperature. The reason that I do that is because I have experimented with cold eggs right out of the fridge into warm water, cold eggs into cold water, and you do get different readings. And to be as accurate as possible, and I say accurate because this is a very metaphysical and feminine science, so a lot of people that see this come up on their page are not going to necessarily resonate with this, and they might be like, what kooky thing is this? People in the spiritual community accept this as much as you would breathe oxygen. It is just a thing that you do to diagnose or to clean off sickness from you. A lot of people in cultures that are Spanish and whatever else, Latin cultures, do this very often. Greek cultures, every culture, African American, Haitian, everybody has their version of the egg cleanse. So I would ask you to pray first and ask for protection and coverage. It's not that you're inviting anything in, but anytime you're doing any spiritual work, it's always a good idea to pray, to be really adept with your spiritual hygiene, do some Palo Santo sage, get cleansed, get grounded. Even as I'm walking, I'm so Freudian and honest, even as I am sitting here with you, my feet are in sand. I'm going to see if I can scoop some up so that you can see. Alright, go. Can you guys see that? Okay. At the bottom of my feet, I have a trough of sand because I do a lot of spiritual work all day. And whenever I am here at my desk and in my office, I literally dig my feet in and I ground my feet. Sometimes I put essential oils in. Sometimes I write notes to my future self about things I want to accomplish. Sometimes I just remind myself to relax. But I go through and I comb it out and I clean it and I change it often. But this is where it's at for me. You can buy a grounding mat for those of you that are interested in grounding in a different way. But what I'm saying is that when you're doing spiritual work, be grounded, sage, pray, Palo Santo, light incense, light a candle, call in your angels, ancestors, and protection. Whatever works for you. But as I'm doing this today, I literally have my toes buried in sand. That's very comforting for me as I'm an island girl. Island girl. I'm an island girl. I grew up in the Keys, but my parents are both West Indian, so the beach is like my second home. Anyway, that being said, guys, you get the egg. So I have the egg here, and you put it into a glass that's clean and clear. This is very appropriate, Dia de Muertos, Day of the Dead on here, because we really want to clear out the energy. I chose the one that's blue because we want to have the egg speak to you. The other things you need to do an egg cleanse are salt, because you are going to cap off your findings with the salt, which salt disperses and cleans. You know, we talk about salt baths, we talk about salt divorces. So what it does is it breaks toxic energy, and it's biblically founded. It's one of the things that I go to whenever I need to end a connection that's really unhealthy. And I don't use it often. I use it very sparingly, but if I use it, it means that I saw potential deep toxicity. So this is used all the time with the egg cleanse though. And also cayenne pepper and or chili flakes. Everybody has a different version of what they will use. Right now I just use up the last of my chili flakes in food, so all I have is cayenne pepper, but that works. So a red thing very specifically, because that red also is very indicative of root chakra regrounding, very specifically root chakra associated with the color red, family, finances, and achievements to a certain degree. When you are looking at an egg cleanse, what you're diagnosing is what energy people are going to be sending your way. We'll talk about some of the things that you might see, and let's get into it. So I'm going to pour some water into my into my glass. I'm going to fill it up so that we can get a pretty good read on it. And then what you want to do is crack your egg. Put a little bit more water in there, because I want to be able to see the legs, the spikes, the bubbles, and we'll talk about what each of those things mean. There's only a few things to really kind of take inventory on. So you take your egg, and grab a tissue, and be ready to clean up my mess. And my salt's back over there. So, you have your egg. I just cracked it, as you can see. I have my glass of water right here. And what I'm going to do is put the egg inside of it. You want to do it as gently as possible, because what you're looking for is the real and true reaction. I'm still letting my egg drip out. Putting my shell on the plate, wiping up my egg whites from my hands, and then I'm going to share with you guys what is coming up, what you need to know, how to read it, and then how to cap it off and then dispose of it once you know what it is. Some people leave their egg there for a few minutes. Some people leave it over there. Some people leave it for overnight if you really are dealing with spiritual warfare. We all can sense and feel, because if anybody's here on this channel, you're an intuitive. And we all can sense and feel when people are sending negative energy our way. Or if you've been into a row, a drama, a fight with somebody, you might want to cleanse your energy, and the egg cleanse is a thing. It's not something that I find myself having to do often, but when I do use it, I'm always surprised when I read through it. So, let's talk about what we have here. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get you guys to see this. At the top of the glass, they ask you not to look over the top. People have different superstitions about it, to look through at the side of the glass. But do you guys see those two bubbles on top? Bubbles on top specifically are the evil eye, okay? That's people that are sending you the evil eye, that are looking at what you have going on in your life, that may be envious of it, but they are watching and gossiping specifically. That's what the bubbles on top mean. I do not see it in here, but sometimes there are these leggy spikes. If I were you, I would go watch. I'm trying to get you guys to see what I'm seeing here, okay? Now, sometimes there are these leggy spikes that will pop up in the glass, okay? And go watch other YouTube videos and you'll see what I'm talking about with the leggy spikes. That means that you have extreme gossip that's like swirling around you. It will almost look like you know, what is that called? I can't think of the word. The heartbeat on like a heartbeat monitor. It's not that drastic, but there'll be like 4 or 5 or 3 in a glass. I fortunately don't have any of that. So I don't have extreme gossip that is happening around me. Bubbles in the bottom of the glass do mean that there's other evil eye and people that are communicating about you. I'm looking to see if there's any. There's this kind of like swirl up, which, here's the thing, guys, I went to culinary school, so the albumin, the egg, the chalazé is the thing that connects the yolk to the egg, the thing that like hangs it in there. And so there are parts to an egg. I know the anatomy of an egg, so I definitely have my rational science side, but metaphysics takes it beyond there. So my egg, for the most part, beyond some evil eye, which, you know, if you have any channel, someone's going to be looking at you and hating. I get hate comments every day. People are wild over the stupidest things. So, you know, whatever the case may be. Definitely some evil eye that is around me. Other things that you're looking for are red eyes that are in there, or brown. You know how sometimes egg yolks have dark red, like blood spots, the gestation spot, or there's like brown. This egg is really pretty safe and sound. So the most that's happening with me is a little bit of evil eye that I can see. You could leave your egg there and see what else happens. I have a few bubbles on the top and in the bottom. Okay? And that's why I say drop it in as gently as possible so that the egg can really read for you what's happening. Other than that, my egg is pretty good. But I've done an egg cleansing. Okay? I do, my spiritual hygiene's pretty intact. And I'm very aware of people that do or don't like me. Even the ones that think that they don't know that I know, because that's how my life be. Okay? That's just the nature of my life. Now that I've done the reading and I see, okay, I have some evil eye people. Now, some of the things that you can do to up your evil eye protection is have the evil eye. Get an evil eye. Have it around you. Protect yourself with it. Evil eyes come in all shapes and sizes. You literally can order them off of Amazon. I have one right here that I used to have in the back of me. This is an evil eye protector. It's just a little talisman. I specifically got the camel because I thought it was funny. These bitches be thirsty. That was what I was channeling. And they're not going to be eating or drinking off of me. So I've had this for years. This was back here kind of like entangled. I always kind of change up my flower escape on my butterfly wings. In any case, so you can get an evil eye talisman. I wear evil eye jewelry. I have evil eye headbands. Right now, as I work, you guys might not notice it, but I'm always wearing an evil eye ring. I always have on a piece of evil eye jewelry, whether it's fun, funky, rainbow colored, gold, silver, you name it. So this is my evil eye ring, and it has a little blue topaz there, little blue evil eye, and it protects me, or it protects readers. That's why when you watch a lot of tarot channels, you see that evil eye placed in the back, even if it's random. This purse right here, this is a purse, and it has the evil eye on it as well. So I know that that's something that I'm subject to as a content creator. It's par for the course. It doesn't mean that I have anybody that's like actively trying to kill me. If there was a lot of spikes in the water, then we could be talking about like a lot more dicey situations, and I have had spikes in my water before. But as it stands, there was some light gossip and some evil eye. Whatever. All right. So, then, when you're done and you've discerned what you need to discern, I have here some pink rock Himalayan salt. I have all kinds of salt. Now, I would also use Dead Sea salt. I have that in the 5-gallon bucket in my storage, and so I would have to go get that out. But I have my storage is here in my home. But girl, I picked this up because the pink rock Himalayan. I like to get something that's as earthy as possible. And so what you do is you sprinkle the salt on top of the water. So I'll kind of demonstrate that for you. You sprinkle the salt on top of the water because it's the same premise. And if you watch what happens, what it does is it literally envelops the egg. Okay? It fully envelops the egg and it tamps down any of those spikes or any of the things that are sticking out. So it's a really cool thing to see. You can actually see how the salt is acting as a protectant. And then you take your cayenne pepper. You sprinkle, or your chili flakes. People use chili flakes too. So, and you put it on top. And you let you'll start to see this. Let me get this up to you quick. You let the pepper, you see how it's starting to fall down around the egg? So that's literally like your ancestors, the angels, enveloping, cleansing, burning away, if you will, very specifically with the chili pepper, the toxic or negative energy that's being sent your way. Let that chili flake or the cayenne pepper, whatever you choose to use, black pepper if you have it. We like the red for the root chakra, family, and money, because if someone's evil eyeing you, they might be attacking your income, what you're making, whatever project you're doing, how you feed your family. That's usually what the evil eye, it's about jealousy very specifically. So in any case, you let that pepper settle, and I will do that as I sit here and finish up this video, and then you take it to your toilet, a clean toilet, which is really something I don't hear a lot of people talk about, but it's supposed to be, because what you want is as clean as a toilet can be, but a clean toilet, and you flush it. That's it. You don't bury it, you don't drink it, you don't put it in your smoothie, you don't put it down your sink. Anytime you do work with salt, you want it away from your house as far as it can be. I talk about that with salt divorces too. You literally take it away from your house. So that's what you need to know about an egg cleanse and you. Spikes mean that there is swirling gossip and more vicious gossip, I would say. The bubbles mean evil eye, people looking at you and seeing what you have and feeling away, some light jealousy. The red dots mean that people are putting like death or toxic energy towards you. Sometimes in the shape of the egg, like I had a little offshoot of a shape, but it was very soft. You can see a face, and sometimes they say that you can see the face of whoever is sending, whoever, and this looks like a big eye to me. You guys would not be able to see it, but there's a bubble and it looks like an eye. So you can see the shape of whoever is sending whatever to you. What it also looks like is a whale to me, and so what that means to me, and it's in between a whale and a dolphin. So a whale is about emotions, but both of these animals have to do with being very intellectual or very smart and deeply feeling. So I feel like whatever is being sent towards me, or whoever has emotions or feeling towards me, is in an emotional state. That's what this tells me with the whale. I don't know, I guess they wish they could play. That's the dolphin. It's kind of interesting how it's interloping. I'm going to see if you guys can see that. There is a shape here. You guys see that shape floating there on the side of my glass? For me, it's turning in between, you see that white part? A whale and a dolphin. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. In any case, what I would read from that as a reader, what you would do is you would look up the totem. So what does a whale totem mean? Well, I already know what it means. It has to do with deep emotions, deep felt emotions. It has to do with mourning, sadness, tears. It has to do with frustration. That's not necessarily fantastic. Nobody wants that, because that means that whoever is sending that energy my way has a lot of emotions to their hate or their evil eye or their whatever, jealousy. It may not always be that, but emotions are felt and someone feels a way about me. That's what I would intuit from that. The dolphin is interesting because the dolphin is about play and fun, and dolphins do stuff just because. So that's a little that's interesting. You guys are catching me as I'm having to read and decipher this. Here's the thing: dolphins also have sexual energy as well. So like dolphins are like one of the few mammals that like just have sex just because they like it. But dolphins also are malicious and like calculated. So what that tells me is I don't feel like this is sexy. I feel like this is about someone who did some shit on purpose, and or was being purposefully malicious and mishandling my energy and my divinity. Yeah, that part. They were going out of their way to be an asshole, because dolphins can be assholes just for funsies. I grew up again in the Keys, and I went to the Dolphin Research Center where Flipper was once really housed. I was literally in the class of the girl whose parents owned and ran it, so we went there for every field trip way before. For so many years. My point in saying this is I know a lot about dolphins because of that and their psychology. So the good and the bad. That means that someone was being an asshole to me on purpose. And also with the whale, maybe they have some remorse about it, or they don't have remorse. Maybe they have remorse that they can't fuck with me anymore. That's what that means to me. So, see, I didn't even think I needed to do an egg cleanse, but you do. The one part that I missed because I was so excited about getting the information to you is with the egg cleanse, the most important part, forgive me guys, I got ahead of myself, is you rub the egg from head to toe all over your body, okay? Whoever's going to watch this video is going to be like, she didn't even do the most important part. Forgive me guys. My heart is in it, I promise you. You rub the egg. I almost feel like I should do another one in another video, because I'm like, we might get a more accurate reading. Because I was like, oh, that's beautiful. There's nothing going on except for somebody that was being an asshole. That's so funny when angels comment. They're like, you didn't rub that egg. You usually rub it from your head to toe, because what you're doing is, because eggs are very porous, is that you're catching the energy that's all over your body, hence the cleanse part. I missed the most important part. Please forgive me guys. That my Virgo perfectionist side is like, oh, how could you do that? But nevertheless, you got it now. We have apologized. You get it. I want you to make sure you do that. Head to toe, head to toe, head to toe rub, then crack it in, and then read, okay? And if you are forgetting what I said with the read, go check out the other videos. Lots of people have done it. You can see what the spikes mean, what the bubbles mean, what the albumin floating means, what the faces in it mean, what the red blood clots mean. And I did not have the red blood clots, so obviously what I'm dealing with is not that bad. Just a little bit of like, that feels real toxic and narky to me. The dolphin energy that I saw there, I was like, oh, well, I knew it, but I'm like, yeah, Gotcha, bitch. But anyway, but the most important part, please rub that egg over you. Maybe I'll come back later in the day and do one where I rub the egg on me, and we might see a whole new world of bullshit in there because I didn't actually pick up the energy from my body. That's hilarious. I was like, that is really clean. That's a beautiful egg. I must be just doing so good. No, I didn't fully complete it because I'm in my mind about the other 3 videos I have to do. Focus and be present, guys. I'm always evolving here with you. Mea culpa. All right, guys. That's what you need to know about your egg cleanse. So do that, flush it. I'm still going to flush this and dispose of it properly. And then I will set out another one and see what we can really see when I rub it all over my body. Okay? You do that head to toe, working your way from the top down very specifically. Taking it from the crown to the root chakra to your feet. Root chakra, red like the pepper. That will not be so discreet. And you then cover it and see what you can see. All right, if you have any questions, please leave them below. If you've ever done an egg cleanse, let me know how you feel about it, what works for you, what tips and tricks you've learned to do, because that's how we really evolve together. And I'm so happy to always hear from you. Come back and join me next time, guys. We'll continue to evolve together.